Have you ever wondered if a house sits on the market for a longer period of time, can I get a better deal on that? Well, that's what this video is all about. Today, we're going to look at whether or not you can get a deal on a house that's been on the market for a while. So hang around to the end of the video because I'm going to tell you 3 different things to look for when trying to buy a house that's been on the market for a while. But before we do that, let's go and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stephen, along with my wife Leslie, as local real estate agents here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys. We get text, phone calls, and emails all the time from folks just like you. We're looking to sell a home or purchase a home, and we love to help those folks when they call. And by the way, for those many of you who have called us, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to work alongside you and help you. So if you're looking to sell or purchase a home 9 days or 90 days, whatever the case is, call us, text us, or email us. That information's all down below. We're happy to help. Additionally, if you like our channel, like going on some adventures like the place that we're at here today, click on that subscribe button, touch that bell icon. We'll be happy to have you come along for the ride with us, and we'd be honored if you do that. In today's video, as I mentioned, we're going to look at, can I get a bargain on a home that's been on the market for a while? But before I do that, I wanted to start out here, since all the homes we're going to look at today are in the town of Lexington, Virginia. Now, one of the places that I love here in Lexington, because Leslie and I really like going to theaters and plays and things like that, is the Lime Kiln Theater, which you can see here behind me. Now, the Lime Kiln Theater opened in 1984, and it's a setting. There was an old lime kiln and there's an old quarry, not right here where we're at. This is actually just a nice, natural, foreign place of land amongst the rocks and amongst the woods here, where the theater sits today. Now, the theater, as I said, was started in 1984, and throughout the year there are multiple concert events, big concert center place here. But additionally, there are theatrical events that take place through the year as well. Now, when you come, as you can see, there's some benches behind. Up there a little bit further, there's some grass, there's some chairs. You can bring your own chair as well. And like I say, you can enjoy an evening under the cool shade of the trees here in Lexington, enjoying a musical concert or a theater in the 675 seat theater here in Lexington, Virginia. All right, so now to the main part of the video. So 3 things that I'm going to talk to you about in 3 neighborhoods that I go into. I'm going to show you a house in all 3 of these neighborhoods that have been on the market for a long period of time, much longer than the normal days that it would take to sell a home. And here's the 3 questions I'm going to talk about when I'm in those neighborhoods. Well, one I'm going to talk about right now. But that first one is why homes don't sell quickly. The second one is, can you get a better deal on a home that's been on the market for a while? And the third thing is, don't be a jerk. Ooh, I usually that's pretty direct. That went out very nice. Well, hang around to the end. I know you're not going to want to miss it now, right? So you can find out exactly what I mean by that. But let's go and let's take the first one now before we go into our first neighborhood. And that is, why don't homes sell quickly? Well, you probably have a lot of knowledge in this area of your own. Obviously, if the home is priced improperly, right? It's priced too high. People are not going to be interested in it because it's not worth the value that it has. But maybe the home is a really nice home, but maybe it's not in a neighborhood that commands that kind of price. That could also cause a home not to sell. Additionally, what about the presentation of a home? Has it been cleaned? Has everything ready to look showable when people come through your home, or the laundry still on the floor and things like that? You get the idea, right? So I've seen a lot of times where that's the case and it turns people off. What about the landscaping of the home? Does it have some curb appeal to it, or is it just kind of blasé? And then what about things like making sure that you are marketing it properly? That's where it comes back to us as realtors, okay? So, you know, in marketing, I want to make sure that your home gets to as many people as possible. So I want to make sure that when I take pictures for your home, they're not bad pictures. I've seen a lot that just aren't good pictures. And so you want to make sure that it looks good to entice people to come in. Additionally, you want to make sure that your realtor has included all the information about your home, the room sizes, things like that in the MLS, so that it entices people to come. And then what about the realtor's social media presence? Do they have a social media presence on YouTube or TikTok or all the other social media platforms, Instagram, all those types of things? Do they have that media? Can they get that message out to other people rather than just putting it in the MLS and putting a sign in the yard? There's a lot more that can be done just than simply doing that. And we love to do that. We love to help people. But again, that's a reason that maybe your home isn't showing. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of other reasons, right? But one of the things about it is that if you don't market your home properly and it sits on the market for a longer period of time, what's that going to do? Does that mean it's a bargain home? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about here in a second. So let's go ahead and get into our first neighborhood and we will see. All right, so we have come 5 minutes west of where we just were here, west of Lexington. We're in our first neighborhood, the Mount Vista neighborhood. Mount Vista neighborhood is an amazing neighborhood because of the views you get in this neighborhood. Now, not all homes have the views, but many, many of them do. And like I say, if you just kind of hard to see here, but you peek right through there, right over that house, see some amazing mountain views that are over there. But like I say, the Mount Vista neighborhood, about 5 minutes west of downtown Lexington, and the homes here in this neighborhood have values that range between about $225,000 and about $600,000. So there's a big range there. Now, most of the homes here, though, were built in the 1970s. They have 3 or 4 bedrooms, and they have between about 1,200 and 4,000 square feet of finished living space. Now, some of the lots here have less than half an acre, but many, many more of them have lots that are larger than that, all the way up to 2 and to 3 acre size lots. But here's the thing, this neighborhood would just be a beautiful place if you want mountain views and mountain living. And of course, the nice thing about it, it's conveniently located. You're only about 5 minutes from the downtown area, like I just said, and maybe 10 minutes up to Interstate 64, where all of your major name brand shopping is. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go right around the corner here, and I'm going to show you our first home that's been on the market for a longer period of time. All right, so the home that you see behind me here has been on the market for 84 days. It's come down from its original list price of $500,000, and today it's listed at $475,000. It was built in 1978. It has 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths. It has 3,695 square feet of finished living space. It's only $129 a square foot, which is a great price. And it sits on almost an acre. It sits on a 0.95 acre lot. So what's the seller going to be willing to sell this home for? Don't know, but I know that they are motivated to sell. As a matter of fact, they'd even consider a 2-to-1 buy down offer or seller assist. And this home, this particular home, if you're looking for a multi-generational home, in other words, some folks live upstairs and you can rent the bottom out, or have a family member or an aging parent live there, this would be great because there's 2 separate living places in this home. At the main level, it has rooms with parquet wood floors, and there's a nice fireplace in the living room, and the kitchen no doubt is going to serve as a great hub for all the meal times, right? Now, the downstairs has its own its own kitchen, as well as a separate entrance offering that additional privacy that you need. There's an 80-foot long deck on the rear of the home, and the partially fenced in backyard, which backs up to a pasture, just gives you a lot of that privacy. So what is this home going to sell for? I don't know. Could you get a better price on this home? I don't know. Possibly. Again, the seller is motivated, so we'll have to see if it does sell to see what it sold for. All right, so the main question that we're asking in this video, can you get a better deal on a home that's been on the market for a longer period of time? Well, perhaps, but there's many variables that go along with that, and perhaps not. But some of those variables are, first of all, is the seller motivated to sell? Is the seller making 2 house payments? How much money does the seller have to get as a bottom line in order to sell that property? Are they moving out of the area and now the house is here and it's vacant by itself? All those are questions that the seller has to think about, which could, if this house has been on the market for a while, put them in a more of a financial situation where they might be more willing to sell. Now, additionally, in addition to the financial end of things, of course, some sellers have an emotional attachment to the property as well. I can remember one time Leslie and I bought a home, and when we did, we were looking to buy a home, and one of the homes that we looked at, the seller of the home said, you know, I really have all these flower beds out here and everything, and man, whoever buys the home, I wish they'd keep them up. Well, there were so many of them. I mean, a lot. It would have been a lot of money. I mean, thousands of dollars a year and a lot of time invested. And honestly, it was pretty, but I just wasn't willing to invest that time. So I didn't want to buy that house because the seller wasn't moving out of the area. And if I had changed that, there probably would have been there definitely was some emotional attachment there. So sometimes sellers have a hard time leaving their home. And then finally, sometimes the seller's just going to say, I'm not lowering the price. I don't care what it is. This is how much you're going to pay. Well, obviously, you're probably not going to find a deal with somebody like that. So there's a lot of reasons why sellers might might sell a home, might reduce the price of that home. You really don't know until you get engaged with that seller. You may or you may not find out some of the reasons, but like I say, those are some of the things that may help you. All right, so we are here in the Jackson Heights neighborhood, and as you can see behind me, there's some beautiful views. Matter of fact, right over there it's kind of in the sun, but that's House Mountain, and a really well-known place here in Lexington. So the Jackson Heights neighborhood is a neighborhood that is very conveniently located to a lot of the major shopping here in the area. Matter of fact, you're right below almost the Walmart and the Lowe's and the Lexington Crossing shopping center here in town. Now, here in this neighborhood, the home values range in price from about $300,000 to $450,000. And additionally, build dates here from about 2000 to 2008. So all the homes here within 24, 25 years old at the most. Now, homes have 2 to 4 bedrooms in this neighborhood and range between about 1,400 and 2,800 square feet. And the lot sizes in Jackson Heights range from about 4/10 of an acre to 7/10 of an acre. The neighborhood is actually shielded by a row of homes, older homes that run right out along Highway 11. Then you go in behind there, so you're not right on the highway. That's kind of a really nice thing. Now, additionally, you're, like I say, 3 minutes from Interstate 64, 81, and the Lexington Crossing Shopping Center. So it really is a very convenient location. And even if you're traveling, going up and down the East Coast and north and west, east and west as well, you can get to a lot of places within a short period of time. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you a home here that is currently on the market, been on the market for quite a few days. All right, so the home that you see behind me here has been on the market for 71 days. And it has not been reduced in price yet. It's listed for $379,000. It was built in 2002. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 1 half bath, 2,502 square feet of finished living space, and if you break it down, it's only $151 a square foot, and it sits on a 0.47 acre lot. Now, one of the things that I like about this home when you walk into it is there's really an impressive large living room, which is going to give you plenty of room to entertain guests. There's also a nice kitchen with a wonderful eat-in area surrounded by a bay window. And in addition to that, there's also a formal dining room where you can entertain plenty of guests. Upstairs, the primary suite is also very large and has dual sinks, but that large walk-in closet is something that's going to be wonderful for the new owner of this home. There's also a full walkout basement, a den, and a whole lot more. Now, outside both the living room and the kitchen areas, you can walk out into a massive deck that runs the entire length of the home, and imagine sitting out there and barbecuing and enjoying the evening out there. Finally, there's a small creek that runs through the back of the property that I have no doubt would be a big hit for the kids, especially on hot days like today in the summertime, to be able to go out and to splash around in. All right, so we're here in our last neighborhood, but before I show it to you, I want to give you that third point, the controversial one, don't be a jerk. What do I mean by don't be a jerk? Well, I guess you would say, don't be a jerk when making an offer to a seller. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, unless a property is really, really overpriced, okay? And I would certainly recommend you call Leslie or get a realtor involved so that you can determine whether or not that's kind of a fair market price or not. But don't lowball the seller, okay? Many people think they're going to go in, and if I lowball them, then the person will come back halfway and we'll negotiate from there. I'll tell you what's going to happen in many cases, okay? And it happened with Leslie with one of her sellers. The lady has a large tract of land that she's selling, and a person was negotiating with the seller and with Leslie to purchase the property. The individual kind of gave a price and said, hey, I think I'll do it for this. And the lady was like, okay, I'll probably do that. When the contract came in, it was $40,000 less than what that individual said they were going to offer for the property. Well, this made the seller so mad that she said, I will not do business with this individual. I don't care what he offers me. So he lost out on that opportunity. guard yourself from that. Now, like I say, if the property is ridiculously overpriced as well, maybe that seller thinks he's sitting on a gold mine, and maybe he is, but in most cases, we've seen those properties that sit on the market for 500, 600, 700 days and they never sell. And many times it's because they're overpriced. And so you wouldn't want to overpay for a property anyway, right? So I wouldn't even mess with it. Now, also remember though, that the market is very seller friendly right now, which means that you're going to have more competition. And so buyers may not lower their asking price, or they may not take your offer. They may decide to wait it out. So remember, you're going to be amongst that competition. And so think wisely about when making an offer. What are you willing to walk away from a property? And I didn't get it, but it's okay because that was my final dollar. Ask yourself that question. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn around right here and talk to you about the Cedar Grove neighborhood that we are in. And basically the Cedar Grove neighborhood sits just outside of the town limits of Lexington, down in the area near Lexington Golf and Country Club. Now, this neighborhood, because it sits on the edge of towns like this, it really gives you a great rural feel in it. And the neighborhood, not a big neighborhood. Matter of fact, it's only made up of 2 streets. One goes in, both of them go in, both of them dead end at a cul-de-sac, and both of them come out again. So you get a lot of privacy in a neighborhood like this. And as I'm walking by, you just see some of the homes. And matter of fact, you're still conveniently located though. You're about 5 minutes away from the downtown area in Lexington. And again, you're about 7 or 8 minutes away from the interstates as well. So the home values here in Cedar Grove, they range pretty greatly too, from about $350 all the way up to about $675,000. Now, homes in this neighborhood were built between 1980 and 1990, and most of them, like most homes, right, they have 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1,700 to about 4,000 square feet of finished living space. Now, the nice thing about this neighborhood, the lots are larger. Most of them are between 1 and 2.5 acres. So, like I say, great opportunity to get into neighborhood. And I mean, just again, if I turn around, just kind of look, I know some of those might be into the sunlight, but quiet. You get that real nice rural feel of a neighborhood. So I'm going to take you right up the road here just a second, and I'm going to show you one of the homes that's been on the market here in this neighborhood for quite a while. Well, we talked about the privacy of the homes in this neighborhood. As you can see, this is one of those homes that has a lot of privacy to it. Now, this home has been on the market for 73 days, and its original asking price was $629,000. And today, it's being offered for sale for $599,900. It was built in 1990. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 full baths. It has 2,295 square feet of finished living space. That's $261 a square foot, and it's just on a 1.03 acre lot. Now, like I say, it's set back off the road, so we can't see much. So you're seeing the pictures of this home as we talk about it. So into that additional privacy inside, you've got nice wood plank floors, and while there's tile and in the bathrooms and in the den. Now, in addition to the den, the family room is an inviting room for families to spend time together. The kitchen boasts cherry custom cabinets. And there's oak woodwork throughout the home as well. The primary bedroom is spacious, and it's got a large walk-in closet as well as a gorgeous walk-in tile shower. There's a patio in the rear of the home, which, I mean, just imagine going out there in this privacy and enjoying those evenings out there. Now, there are other features in the home here as well. And like I say, it's just another private home. Will it sell for $599,900? Will it sell for less? We don't know. But we'll see what happens, maybe based on some of those things that we've talked about today. So what do you think? You think you could maybe purchase a home that's been on the market for a long time at a reduced price? Well, it's certainly possible. And you know what? It's worth a try, right? But like I say, just do it the right way. And a lot of course, depends on what the seller's willing to part with the home for. But like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I figured we'd wrap it up right here in one of my favorite places in downtown Lexington, and that is the Pure Eats restaurant here, and kind of a unique place. It really has a breakfast menu along with breakfast sandwiches and donuts. They're very good. And it also has afternoon and lunchtime and evening menu as well. But they always serve donuts throughout the day. It's kind of an unusual thing. So like I say, you can come in and get your hamburger, french fries, and a donut for dessert as well. So just a really another neat place here in Lexington that you should come and enjoy. Sit out on the out here on the area where the seating is, and Leslie and I would love to do that, especially when the sun goes down. Nice, cool evenings in the summer and in the fall. So if you're interested in a home here in Lexington or any of the other areas that we service, like Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, Stanton, Waynesboro, all of those areas, Leslie and I help folks get in and get out of homes. Call us, text us, or email us. That information is all in the description down below. And like so many others that we've been able to help, we'd love to help you as well. But until next time, I will see you around town.